What separates people who remain calm in chaos from those who crumble under pressure? Is it genetics, personality, or natural temperament? After studying emergency room doctors, hostage negotiators, elite military operators, and business leaders who thrive under extreme stress, I discovered something that will change how you think about stress forever. The calmest people don't experience less stress. They've simply trained their nervous systems to respond differently. They've built 10 specific habits that keep them regulated, focused, and calm regardless of external chaos. Here's the truth that nobody talks about. Stress isn't what happens to you, it's how your nervous system responds to what happens. Two people can experience the same chaotic situation and have completely different stress responses. One person's nervous system stays regulated, keeping them calm and clear-headed. The other person's nervous system becomes dysregulated, triggering anxiety, overwhelm, and reactive behavior. Think about someone you know who never seems stressed. Deadlines don't rattle them. Crises don't overwhelm them. Chaos doesn't make them reactive. They maintain steady composure that seems almost superhuman. They're not naturally calm. They've systematically trained their stress response through daily habits that regulate their nervous system automatically. I used to be constantly stressed. Minor inconveniences would trigger disproportionate reactions. Challenging situations would send me into anxiety spirals. I'd lie awake worrying about things I couldn't control. I thought I was just naturally anxious, that some people had calm nervous systems, and mine was permanently set to high alert. I was wrong about how stress responses actually work. Then I discovered these 10 habits used by people who remain calm in situations that would destroy most people. When I implemented them, my entire stress response transformed. Within weeks, I noticed situations that used to trigger anxiety barely registered. Within months, I was handling genuine crises with calm clarity. My nervous system had been retrained. The beautiful thing about these 10 habits is they work at the physiological level. They're not about positive thinking or trying to convince yourself not to be stressed. They're about training your autonomic nervous system, the part of your biology that determines whether you respond to challenges with calm or chaos. But here's what most people get wrong about staying calm. They try to suppress stress or pretend they're not affected. That doesn't work because suppressed stress doesn't disappear, it accumulates and eventually explodes. These 10 habits work differently. They process and release stress in real time, preventing accumulation while building resilience that makes future stress less impactful. Some of these habits involve physical practices because stress is stored in your body, not just your mind. Others involve mental frameworks that prevent stressful interpretations of neutral events. Some create buffers that protect you from stress accumulation. Together, they form a complete system for unshakable calm. The research is clear. These habits reduce cortisol, strengthen vagal tone, improve heart rate variability, and create nervous system resilience. You're not just feeling calmer, you're measurably more regulated at the biological level. If you're tired of feeling stressed, overwhelmed, and reactive, if you want to stay calm even when everything around you is chaotic, subscribe right now because these 10 habits will give you the nervous system regulation you've been seeking. Habit 1. The morning nervous system reset. The first habit that creates unshakable calm is starting every day with a morning nervous system reset. Before engaging with any stressors, you spend 10-15 minutes deliberately activating your parasympathetic nervous system through breathwork, gentle movement, or meditation. Your nervous system state in the first hour after waking sets the tone for your entire day. When you immediately check email or news, you start in stress mode and stay there. When you begin with practices that activate rest and digest mode, you create a calm baseline that's harder to disrupt. This could be 10 minutes of box breathing, gentle yoga, or a short walk in nature. The specific practice matters less than the pattern. You're training your nervous system to start each day regulated rather than reactive. Over time, this baseline calm becomes your default state. Michael, an ER doctor who deals with constant high-stress situations, starts every day with 15 minutes of breath work. This practice keeps his nervous system regulated despite the chaos he faces at work. His colleagues wonder how he stays so calm. The answer is his non-negotiable morning reset ritual. Habit 2. The reframe and perspective protocol. The second habit is immediately reframing stressful situations by asking, is this a real threat or just uncomfortable? Most things we label as stressful aren't actually threats, they're just inconveniences, challenges, or uncertainties. Your nervous system can't tell the difference unless you teach it. When something triggers stress, pause and assess. Is my safety actually at risk? Will this matter in 5 years? Am I confusing discomfort with danger? This conscious reframing prevents your nervous system from treating every challenge like a life or death emergency. Your stress response evolved to save you from physical threats. It's not designed for modern stressors like emails, deadlines, or social situations. When you consciously distinguish real threats from mere discomfort, you prevent unnecessary stress activation. Sarah used to stress about everything: traffic, work deadlines, social obligations. When she started asking, "Is this actually dangerous or just uncomfortable?" her stress decreased dramatically. Traffic became an inconvenience, not a crisis. Her nervous system learned to save its stress response for actual threats. Habit 3. The body scan and release practice. The third habit recognizes that stress is stored physically in your body. Throughout the day, especially during or after stressful moments, do quick body scans and consciously release tension. Most people accumulate muscular tension without realizing it, and that physical tension signals danger to your brain, perpetuating stress. Every few hours, scan your body. Where are you holding tension? Jaw, shoulders, stomach, hands? Consciously relax those areas. Take 3 deep breaths and feel the tension releasing. This breaks the feedback loop where physical tension creates mental stress, which creates more physical tension. This habit prevents stress accumulation. Instead of carrying tension all day until you're a tight ball of stress, you release it continuously, maintaining a relaxed baseline. Your body stays physically calm, which keeps your mind calm. Habit 4. The control-focus discipline. The fourth habit is obsessively focusing only on what you can control and completely releasing what you can't. Most stress comes from trying to control the uncontrollable, other people's opinions, outcomes of situations, past events, future uncertainties. When faced with any situation, immediately identify what's in your control and focus 100% of your energy there. Everything else gets acknowledged and released. This practice eliminates enormous amounts of unnecessary stress because you stop wasting energy on things you're powerless over. Mark used to stress constantly about client decisions, market conditions, and competitors' actions. When he implemented control-focused discipline, identifying only his own actions and responses as controllable, his stress decreased by 80%. He couldn't control client decisions, but he could control how well he presented. That shift eliminated stress about uncontrollable factors. Habit 5. The strategic. No practice. The fifth habit is protecting your nervous system through strategic use of no. Chronically calm people are extremely selective about commitments. They understand that overcommitment is a guaranteed path to stress, so they ruthlessly protect their capacity. Every time you say yes to something that doesn't align with your priorities, you're choosing stress. Calm people have clear boundaries and say no regularly, not because they're selfish, but because they understand that maintaining calm requires protecting their energy and time. Practice saying, "I appreciate the offer, but I need to decline to protect my current commitments." You don't need elaborate excuses. A simple, respectful no preserves your capacity and prevents the stress of overcommitment. Habit 6. The movement medicine. The sixth habit is using regular physical movement as stress medicine. Your body processes stress through movement. When you sit all day holding stress in your body, it accumulates and intensifies. When you move regularly, you process and release it. Exercise for at least 30 minutes daily, not just for fitness, but specifically as stress management. Movement metabolizes stress hormones, releases tension, and resets your nervous system. People who exercise regularly have significantly lower baseline stress and better stress resilience. This doesn't require intense workouts. Walking, swimming, dancing, or gentle yoga all work. The key is regular movement that gives your body the opportunity to process accumulated stress. Lisa was chronically stressed working a high-pressure job. When she started taking 3 10-minute walking breaks daily, her stress levels plummeted. The movement gave her body a way to release tension she'd been holding all day. The walks became non-negotiable stress medicine. Habit 7. The deep sleep priority. The seventh habit recognizes that sleep is when your nervous system recovers and resets. Without adequate quality sleep, stress resilience becomes impossible regardless of other habits. Sleep-deprived people are stress-reactive because their nervous systems are already depleted. Protect 7 to 8 hours of sleep in a dark, cool room with consistent schedule. During sleep, your body processes stress hormones, repairs tissue, and restores nervous system balance. Chronically calm people treat sleep as non-negotiable because they understand it's the foundation of stress resilience. Habit 8. The gratitude interruption. The 8th habit is using gratitude as a pattern interrupt during stressful moments. When you feel stress rising, immediately shift focus to 3 specific things you're genuinely grateful for right now. This isn't toxic positivity, it's neurological regulation. Gratitude and stress cannot occupy the same neural space. When you authentically appreciate something, your nervous system shifts from sympathetic to parasympathetic activation. You're using gratitude as a biological tool to interrupt stress response. The key is making it immediate and specific. The moment you notice stress building, I'm grateful for my healthy body right now. I'm grateful for the comfortable temperature in this room. I'm grateful I have the skills to handle this challenge. Simple, present, genuine. This shift interrupts stress before it escalates. Habit 9. The social support system. The 9th habit is maintaining strong connections with people who regulate your nervous system. Humans are social beings whose nervous systems are designed to co-regulate through safe relationships. Chronically calm people have relationships that help them stay regulated. This means having people you can process stress with, who provide perspective without judgment, and whose presence naturally calms you. Social isolation makes stress management nearly impossible because you're trying to regulate alone without the co-regulation humans need. Build and maintain a few key relationships where you feel safe and supported. These aren't just nice to have, they're essential for nervous system health. The research is clear. Strong social connections are one of the most powerful stress buffers available. Habit 10. The prevention over reaction mindset. The 10th habit is preventing stress before it happens rather than managing it after. Chronically calm people are proactive about stress management. They schedule recovery time, anticipate challenges, and build buffers that prevent stress accumulation. They don't wait until they're overwhelmed to take action. They maintain practices daily that keep their nervous system in optimal condition. They schedule downtime, protect boundaries, and create space in their lives that prevents the chronic overload most people accept as normal. This isn't about avoiding all stress. It's about preventing chronic stress accumulation through intelligent life design. When you build recovery into your schedule proactively, stress never accumulates to overwhelming levels. The transformation these 10 habits create is profound. Before implementing them, most people live in chronic stress, reactive to circumstances, feeling constantly overwhelmed and exhausted. Their nervous systems are dysregulated, making even small challenges feel enormous. After mastering these habits, you become remarkably calm. Not because your life becomes stress-free, but because your nervous system stays regulated regardless of external circumstances. You handle genuine crises with clarity. You remain composed when others panic. You recover quickly from stressful events. Here's what unshakable calm actually looks like. You still experience challenging situations, but they don't shake you. Your baseline state is calm, and even when stress temporarily elevates, you return to calm quickly. You're not suppressing stress, you're processing it effectively and maintaining regulation. Start with the morning nervous system reset and the body scan and release practice. These 2 alone will significantly improve your stress response. Add the others over the next month. Write in the comments which habit resonates most and what situation you want to stay calmer in. If this revealed how calm people actually stay calm, subscribe and share it. These 10 habits aren't about pretending stress doesn't exist. They're about training your nervous system to stay regulated regardless of chaos. When your nervous system is trained, calm becomes your natural state.